12th day of April 2022. And of course, it is another interesting and exciting day for you to join me on the newspaper review right here on TAF TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and as you know, it is my pleasure to bring you the newspaper headlines for today. But as usual, before I'm going to be doing that, we'll go on a quick break. And when we come back, the newspaper headlines are for you. Do stay with us.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice. This message is proudly brought to you by TAF Media Limited.
Okay, you are welcome back from that short break and taking you straight now to our first paper for today. We have here amongst the headlines in the Vanguard. This one here says, terrorists hit Kaduna, Osun. Plateau, kill 94 in 24 hours. Terrorists hit Kaduna, Osun. Plateau, kill 94 in 24 hours. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have 2023. I have no grown son for presidency. According to Tinubu, Tinubu says, I have no grown son for presidency. I have no grown son for presidency. According to Tinubu, that's on page 5 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have here, Nigeria has resources to be foremost black nation on earth. According to Osinbajo, says Nigeria has resources to be foremost black nation on earth. That's according to Osinbajo on page 27 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have, come to our rescue, come to our rescue. Kidnapped train victims cry out to FG. Says, come to our rescue. Kidnapped train victims cry out to federal government. That's on page 6 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have over 5,000 debtors owe FG 5.2 trillion naira, according to Finance Minister. Over 5,000 debtors owe federal government 5.2 trillion naira, according to Finance Minister. That's on page 19 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have 2023, there may be no election if, that's according to CAN, Sultan, Ohaneze, and NEF. That's on page 9 of the Vanguard. And lastly, in the Vanguard for today, we have here Osinachi, why we arrested husband. That's according to FCT police. Osinachi, why we arrested husband, according to FCT police. Untold story of how popular gospel singer died. That's on page 6 and 7 of the Vanguard. You want more details on those headlines you just heard? Do get a copy of the Vanguard for yourself. All right, taking you straight now to our next paper for today. We have here amongst the headlines in the Punch. This one here says 2023. Tinubu, Osinbajo groups. Tinubu, Osinbajo groups clash. Aregbesola may back vice president. Tinubu, Osinbajo groups clash. Aregbesola may back vice president, as on page 2 of the Punch. And next in the Punch, we have Lagos youth kills girlfriend. Lagos youth kills girlfriend, sleeps with corpse for 6 days. Lagos youth kills girlfriend, sleeps with corpse for 6 days. That's on page 4 of the Punch. And next we have Osinachi, police transfer case. Minister, CAN, youths demand justice. That's on page 4 of the Punch. And next in the Punch we have over 5,000 debtors owe 10 FG agencies 4.67 trillion naira, according to Finance Minister. That's on page 19 of the Punch. Lastly, in the Punch, we have train attack. Train attack. Terrorists demand 16 detained commanders in exchange for over 10 abductees. Terrorists demand 16 detained commanders exchange for over 100 abductees. That's on page 15 of the Punch. All right, that's the much we can take in the Punch for today. Taking you straight now to our next and last paper for today. We have amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun. This one here says 2023 presidency. Osinbajo unveils plan to tackle insecurity. Tinubu meets APC governors. Osinbajo unveils plan to tackle insecurity. Tinubu meets APC governors. VP, Vice President, vows to lift 100 million Nigerians from poverty. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun, right? Next, in the Daily Sun, we have bloody day as bandits kill 78 in Plateau villages. In 5 Plateau villages, I beg your pardon. Bloody day as bandits kill 78 in 5 Plateau villages. That's on page 4 of the Daily Sun. Says gunmen kill APC chairman in Osun. Gunmen kill APC chairman in Osun. Okay, next we have here in the Daily Sun, 3 feared dead as NURTW factions clash in Lagos. That's on page 4 of the Daily Sun. And next in Daily Sun, we have PDP consensus. PDP consensus candidate will oust APC from power, says Saraki. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And lastly, in the Daily Sun, we have sit at home. Gunmen strike, kill 1, burn boss in Enugu. That's on page 4 and 27 of the Daily Sun. Okay, that's the much we can take in the newspaper headlines for today. Thank you so much for staying faithful. Right about now, it's time for us to move over to our discussion segment. Right? We'll go on this quick break, and when we come back, we'll take you straight to our discussion segment. Don't go away. All right, thank you so much for staying faithful and joining me in my discussion segment for today is one of our very popular faces. That's Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Victor, let's go straight to the business of the day. What do you make of Vice President Osinbajo's unveiling of his plan to tackle insecurity?
I had to take a deep breath on that because that plan that he has made, why can't he take it now? Why can't he implement the plan now? Does it mean that, is he saying that as a vice president, that he does not have any power to suggest or implement some security plans? We are talking about lives, the lives of Nigerians.
You know, he's the vice president, and if at all there must be some actions that should be taken as regards the matter of insecurity, he has to get, should I say, some go-ahead from the man at the top. That's the president himself. So he's not. I think, I don't know. I don't know if I'm right, but maybe he's just trying to not go beyond his boundaries as the vice president.
Oh, okay. So that also means that he is part of the failure. So if he's part of the failure, why don't you take a chill pill, resign, then come out for the position of the presidency come 2023? That should be the for me, the cleanest and the most honorable way to go about this, and not just hiding on that. You more like, yeah, people are coming up with that insinuation whenever he's been questioned about, okay, this government is failing on this and failing on that. People, not him entirely, but people come out to say, but you know, he's the vice president now. He does not have so much power. But he's there with the team. It's a teamwork, by the way. So if you feel that the team is not doing well and they don't have plans anymore, then take a chill pill, resign.
So don't you think it's still down to the fact that he is the vice president? Because he is not the man at the top. Yes, there are some vital decisions that must be made and must be confirmed by the president himself.
I say again, then he should resign and wait for the time. In fact, this is even the best time for him, now that he has declared. Why don't you go ahead and resign?
If you were in the shoes, would you resign?
Politically, it might affect him, okay? Because we are in Nigeria, mind you, and he needs the support of the president. That's why he's playing lawyer. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Pastor Yemi Osinbajo, is a very cunning man. Yes. Some might say that he might be calculating. He's a cunning man because he's been okay, from the Tinubu's faction, they also see him as a cunning man.
Because you think he wants to run for presidency, so
no, he's now more like covering. He's part of the failure. Like I'll keep saying that he's trying to play easy. That okay, the Buhari administration has done good. That he will continue. He's marketing failure. How many times have I mentioned this? Okay, now come to in terms of the Tinubu faction. Seeing him as a cunning man, because cunning and a disloyal person, okay, coming from the point that his political career started with Tinubu being his godfather. Remember, he was state attorney, commissioner of justice rather, commissioner of justice in Lagos State till 1999 till 2007, okay? And mind you, yes, Nigerians are calling him a good man, a man of integrity, but also note that there were some controversies during the last election. Oh, sorry, the first tenure of President Buhari. Okay. That's in 2015, because there was this investigation that the Punch newspaper carried about Yemi Osinbajo and the Tinubu, that there was this money laundering that happened just before, I'm coming, just before the election, that monies moved from a shell company, Tinubu's own shell company, call it shell because it's a hidden company, and they laundered money into Osinbajo's law firm, Simon Coopers, that's the name of his law firm. He laundered this money and there were traces into his account. And mind you, during political, there is a law, a financial law that states that during campaigns, political office holders are not supposed to receive donations worth more than 1 million naira at a go.
Okay.
But this particular company sent in 200 million into his campaign official bank account. Are you getting that? Mm-hmm. Well, they came into power and that investigation died off. You know now what the government can do when it comes to that. Now, that's just by the corner. Remember, there was time we had a trader money. Remember, the last election, that's the 2019 election. Professor Osinbajo was the leader of that, leader of that, will I say, is it force or organization, the trader money initiative, leader of that initiative rather. So he was the one that headed it, and they were sharing 5,000 naira. Remember? I don't know if you remember. When they were sharing, they called it trader money. They were sharing monies anyhow, but it was just, they were just targeting APC members. Okay. I have a friend that collected that money. The first round, the second time, they gave them bags of rice and all that. They also targeted trader money. So this government of Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo, Yemi Osinbajo has played some controversial roles in this government, and nobody is even questioning him about that. So both him and Tinubu, yes, there is a big fight going on now, because even during the meeting that happened yesterday, Tinubu was with governors of the party, APC governors in KB Lounge in Abuja, the KB State Government Lounge in Abuja. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu was asked question about his godson. What does he have to say about his godson, his political godson declaring? He now said that he does not have a godson old enough old enough to occupy this position.
Don't you think that may be down to the fact that he has intentions to occupy the position of the president?
Oh, sure, that's his life. Like he says, his lifelong ambition. So, yeah, it is what it is. The Osinbajo on his own, he has. I know he has consulted with his advisors to know how they will play out this, because it's really, it will be a tough fight for both parties. I mean, the Osinbajo and it will go so messy. I assure you that, because we never knew who was Osinbajo, and Tinubu was the one, allegedly the one that handpicked Osinbajo to occupy the position of the vice president. So it's really even in Osun State, there is already some friction happening there. Osun State, where you have the Aregbesola and Oyitola. Aregbesola on his own is well against Tinubu because of what transpired during the primaries. So he's well against Tinubu, and he's pushing for Osinbajo to be the next president.
So speaking of Tinubu, what do you make of his meeting with APC governors?
Well, it's a strategic one for him, because if you don't meet governors, how will you win the primaries? Because the governors are the ones that they influence. Many a times they force the state delegates to vote for a particular candidate. In fact, many a times they are the ones that write the list of delegates that will be at the primaries. So the target is usually, when you win a governor's heart, that means you've won the heart of the people in that state, the delegates in that state. So it's very strategic for you. Oh, even before then.
How certain is that? Because there are a lot of persons who actually hold opposite view from what you're saying now.
How? This is Nigeria. Okay, who will do the voting? Are there not delegates that the governor will pay transport for? Give you accommodation. Then give you some money to go. Thanks for coming. So the power lies within the governors of the state. Now, when states like Rivers State that is not being ruled by the APC government, so states that don't have governors, sitting governors, as in APC sitting governors, what they do is they go forth to meet the state chairman. But now there is more. In many cases, there is this disunity when there is no governor in a state. Are you getting me? Because this time around, you just have, most of the times there are factions in almost every state that has no governor. So just like Rivers State, there's no APC governor here. So there is a faction of Magnus Abe, faction of the Amechi. So when persons like Tinubu is coming, I'm very sure that he will be meeting the Magnus Abe, because Magnus Abe is against Amechi, and Amechi is the presidential candidate. So this is it's a very tactical work. So
Mr.
I wish him the best of luck.
Let's not dwell much on that particular headline. Let's talk about sit at home. Gunmen strike, kill one, burn boss in Enugu. So what do you think could be the cause of this? What's your take on this particular headline?
It was a worrying one for me when I saw the news, because just last weekend, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, came out to put an end to the sit at home. He started with church activities yesterday, last week Monday,
Okay.
and everything went on well. But just yesterday, I saw some images at the Niger Bridge, and it was so scanty, meaning that the seat at home still prevails. And just by that was about 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday, there was information that in Enugu, at a popular roundabout called Holy Ghost. If you are very if you know your way around Enugu, Holy Ghost is a very popular park and market. It has a market and a park. Now, a driver was loading his vehicle, a Sienna minibus. He was loading his vehicle until this unknown gunman came forth and he ran away. And there was a passenger that stood his ground to say to these guys, I am going nowhere. And this man shot him and killed him. And they also burnt the vehicle. So tell me, by next Monday, how will these bus drivers converge again to move passengers around the city? And that comes to my conclusion, or to my addition to this matter, that why would a place like a main park not have police presence?
Yes.
Then you just leave them like that in a situation like this? It's really troubling. Even in Onitsha, people were at home. They were scared of their lives. So people, like I said, they are scared of their life. So what do you expect? Come next Monday, they will still, if I'm in their shoes, I'll still be in my house, because I can't have a family and I'll just be risking my life. Who will take care of them?
Don't you think this is a pointer that the current governor has so much work to do?
Oh, so much work, my brother.
As regards the security of the people in the state?
Not just Anambra, all of them. Abia State, Enugu State, name them. They need to come out. In fact, this is not just about mere rhetorics. You need to go head on these guys. Okay, that's why I also applaud the government of Nyesom Wike. You know, when this thing started initially, Port Harcourt wanted to have it. There was a feel, especially when you go to places like Obibo. There was a very strong feel. In fact, there were killings. But one way or the other, he came out head on. They were even killing police officers, if you remember. But he came head on them. And right now, there is an element of peace, or no, major peace when it comes to the IPOB. Although the IPOB leadership, they are saying that they are not the ones, that it's as in the IPOB, the main faction, which is the Kano one, Nnamdi Kano's faction. They are saying they are not the ones, and they are even backing the government to clamp down on any, they call them criminal, that is enforcing sit at home. Okay, but a portion of the IPOB called what's his name? Emmanuel, who lives in Finland, mind you. The guy lives in Finland, and he's the one that has been sending these messages across. If you go to his Twitter page, he's always vocal about this sit at home. So I think also the government of the day should also write to Finland to find a way to bring this guy down to Nigeria and try him, because he's inciting a lot of violence in this country.
Okay. Personally, I seriously think that the government of Governor Nyesom Wike is actually one of the most peaceful government, and I must really applaud him for that. Okay, Mr. Victor, thank you so much.
That does not mean that we don't have issues here.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. And for you who have been watching us, thank you so much for staying faithful. Without you, we would not be here. This is Staff TV once again, and please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And after subscribing, don't also forget to turn on your notification bell so you would be notified on when we come online and when we upload our new videos. My name remains Cyril once again, and this is where we call it a wrap on today's segment of the newspaper review. Until I come your way again next time, for now, have a wonderful day.